except to use your own computer. So, okay.
Well,
we might be live. Yeah, it took an engineer to tell me to use a different computer. I don't know what's going on with this one. I don't know. Now I'm like really upset about things because I filmed this morning. Like I filmed a bunch of stuff and it might have no audio.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Check. I was just thinking, I was like, you film on the weekends. Like
I'm not gonna check right now. I can't handle that. I'm not emotionally ready.
Well,
fine. I think
we'll be praying for you.
Okay. Well, hi everyone. I think there's just a couple people here, but we are here. Sorry, we are late. I had some technical difficulties, and so we're here. We don't have a whole lot of an agenda today, except just to talk about middle grade and mysteries and March. What's going on? How's everyone doing? And so let's just chitty chat.
Chitty chat.
All right. So how's your March going? Okay, so we're 3 months into the year. How is y'all going? I feel like this has been a week where we haven't chatted as much as we usually do.
I know, it's been quiet.
Hold on, I'm trying to get my AirPods to connect because this computer has broken speakers. So now you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, good. My year has been shit so far in reading. Like just February was like a 28-day slump. And now March is good, but like I am readathoned out. I hardcore failed at backlist readathon. I'm like I've been reading the same middle grade for the past week. Like, yeah, I'm failing. How are you guys?
I have a question about that, but I'll ask it after Sarah and I talk. So Sarah, you go.
It's been okay. I mean, my whole goal was to slow it down this year, but this part of my brain keeps telling me, just, speed back up to what you were doing before. You're not hitting the numbers like you used to. You're not doing, and I'm just like, shut up. Like I'm enjoying myself. Legitimately, for the first time in years, I'm enjoying what I'm reading. Like you guys know, I know the both of you are like twitching when I say I'm listening to audio at 1x speed, but I am loving it. I am loving audio at 1x speed. And I know so many people are probably just like, have it like a twitch when I say that.
Sarah, because the audio's like this.
It's you know what? It took a little bit at first. I'm like, okay, but then I got used to it and I'm like, okay, I really like it. And then I tried to speed it up. So I'm like, no, I'm good.
Props.
That's just me, right? Whatevs, each to their own.
So you feel like you're enjoying stuff more because you're taking your time?
Quality over quantity. Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I've been thinking
another one.
All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys are nuts.
Me and Brie are over here like 2 times as annoying.
Can I get to 4?
So I have a sweet spot. If it's a foreign accent, I normally stick around 2.25. But if it's bad, I go up to 3. And if it's just like a Joe Schmo American, I do 2.5 normally.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I've been thinking a lot about readathons lately. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I know, like Sarah, you love making TBRs, and Chloe, you're kind of in between. Like you will make them for stuff, but I think you also kind of like to go with the flow. And I like to kind of go with the flow. Mm-hmm. And so I've just been like, are there too many? And like, I think that they can do really good things. I think it's a way to like feel like you're part of something. Mm-hmm. But then I think when you do them kind of back to back, like us as participators, it's like,
is that a word?
But then if you're going to do a TBR anyway, it's kind of like, I don't know. Does it make sense? Like if you're a TBR person anyway,
yeah,
how different is it from what you normally do? But like,
correct.
I think somebody like me who kind of goes with the flow, like I want to feel part of something, but then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, yes. I don't need to do any more of these for a while.
Well, and okay, so Krista says she doesn't normally do readathons. Alicia's been struggling to stay focused. Community is why we love readathons.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't do it, why don't you? And Krista said middle grade March is the only one, and I go whole hog. She does. But because so for me, like backlist readathon, we've talked about this, the three of us, like we low key participate in this all year.
Like 365, yeah.
Readathon.
Why then is this week? I'm like, no, don't want to do it. Nope. And yeah, so like, because I like them, and I think I just can do no more than like 1 week a month, or 1 month on, 1 month off.
Yes.
Because like February was Black Author Readathon all month, plus like some other Historathon and other readathons going on. So that like really guided my reading. And now March is middle grade, March Mystery Madness, Backlist, Kindle Clear Out. Like there are just so many that I'm like, okay, all these library holds came up. I'm sick of like trying to strategize when I can read them. And I just don't like, I'm like, I just want to read whatever I want to read.
And then, yeah, exactly. Then you just kind of like, it's either, then you're just like, forget it, I can't be bothered. And you just, throw your hands up and walk away.
Like today is the end of the Backlist readathon. So like this morning I was like, shit, I've got to finish the X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, wait, no, it's just Saturday.
Yeah. And so I know Lizzie and Krista are here, and they faithfully every year host their month-long readathon.
Yes.
So do you feel any perks of, as a host, having month-long? And I don't know, like, how do you stay? Because February Black Author Readathon was fantastic. But I had to, like, kind of like you said, Chloe, just have my days where I'm like, it's just Tuesday. I'm going to read whatever I want today, And I'm like, host, this is horrible. And I'm like, I just want to read a graphic novel.
Right. Well, and one thing that I think Krista and Elizabeth both do really well with these March read-alongs is it's middle grade March and March Mystery Madness. Period. There are prompts and things you can do and challenges you can do, but participation for both of them, from my understanding, is read a middle grade, you're doing middle grade March. Read a mystery, you're doing March Mystery Madness, and which I'm not to say I don't like more in-depth readathons. I totally do. Like the bingo board in Black Author Readathon was like, cracked me. Like I was all about that. And so I love that. But I think to be sustainable, for me to do back to back, it's got to be those broad, like read a middle grade. If you do 1, you're winning. If you do 17, you're winning.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I'm a terrible host. I'm like, I'm so grateful that people want me to, but I'm like, I am not a prompts person.
Well, it's like when I host the romance one every summer, I'm like, if you can convince me it fits, it fits. Like I'm down for it. Fine.
That's why I love that one year when you had like 80 prompts and I like printed them all off and I was like,
right,
I'm going to set this aside. I'm just going to read romance and then I'm going to come and like see if it fit anything, because Sarah's going to be like, sure,
whatever.
This what Krista said is like me. I get excited at the beginning of a readathon, then fizzle out. I'm all about making the TBR, setting things out, getting super gung-ho because I love the ideas. And then I'm like, I don't want to read any of that.
Yes.
What was I thinking? That's not exciting. I don't want to do that. Yeah.
I think the making of the TBR and the putting it all together and is like, that's half of the fun in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Hello, Nicole.
Hello, Nicole. And that's what I get. That's that feeling. And legitimately, that's the feeling I get when I do my TBRs every month. That, what are the prompts? Like, what am I going to fit books into this month? And that's my joy of doing those TBRs every month. Am I going to get to all those books? Hell no. But they're there.
But let me tell you, okay, so for example, this month I did a pretty general March TBR with all the readathons. Like more books than I was going to read, but still room to add other books and stuff. And yet I don't want to read any of those that I talked about.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? And that's where I'm like, because I thought maybe if I did like a huge TBR then and just chose from within that group, I would be good, but I don't like it. And like now Honey Girl is on Scribd, which is a new release. And so like, I'm just itching to read that on Scribd. And I mean, that's not on my TBRs. That's not anything I planned for. I don't know.
I think it's just something about, and Sarah, I'm really interested in your thoughts on this, but like for readers like us, okay, once you make it structured, I don't really want no parts of it. But like, Sarah, you like kind of that structure. Has that changed at all for you with like slowing things down or no?
There's the only thing that I've noticed has changed is because I am buying a lot more than I used to, is that I'm like, I buy something new and go, oh, but I want to read this right now. But no, I must read what's over here first. But then what happens is I already start creating a TBR for the next month and go like, all right, so these books are going to go on for April. So it's my brain's way of saying, read what you plan on reading, but then you can get to this next. It's kind of like a reward for reading what you had on. Do you know what I'm saying?
So okay. Yes. So first of all, go ahead. Are you done?
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, there's this test you're supposed to do with your toddlers where you give them like a bowl of marshmallows and say, if you wait 5 minutes, you can have as many as you want. If you cheat, you can have one or whatever the like delayed. I feel like you would nail that. And I'd be like, F it, I'm eating the marshmallow right now. But the other thing I was going to say is like, have you ever taken a month off of that? And okay, good. And do you do library holds? Like, how do you deal with that when they come in at an unplanned time?
I don't do library holds. I think because I read backlist. Like I read pretty much almost all backlist. Even my NetGalley reads. Technically, by the time I get to my NetGalley books, they're backlist. Let's be real. But like because of that, I'm not, oh, this is new and shiny. And I don't look at my library for holds. I don't do that. I've never done that. I have enough to read. So if I borrow from the library, it's because I put on my TBR. And when I build everybody's been asking me to do this, to actually sit and have me build my TBR, like to do it live. It takes me 3 hours plus. I'm not kidding. So I'll pick the books and then I'll look at the Toronto Public Library. Do they have it on audio or on ebook? If I don't have a copy, I'll check here, I'll check there. And that's how I do it. So that's the only time I have library holds is if I have something already on my TBR and I need to put on hold. That's all that I have for library holds. Everything I already have.
I'm like, if I get a new book and see that the library has it, but it's like a long wait, I'll put it on hold and then it'll just surprise me when it comes up. Which then like screws me like this week, like everything came up.
Like that, the Kristen Hannah. I have like a 7-month wait, but I'm on it.
Yep.
For the 4
and
weeks.
it'll probably come at the least convenient time.
It's sitting over there. And then, just because, in case you guys are curious, and then I have every book on my TBR is on this. And when I finish a book, I spin the wheel to pick the next book. That's how random I do this. Because then it makes it fun for me. It's like, oh, what book is going to come up next? But that's my personality, right? That's the way that
you for not being a mood reader.
I do too. And I don't understand it. I like cannot wrap my mind around that.
Where do they make readers like you? I wish I could pick up a book.
It's interesting. That's interesting. Yep. Like, because like right now, so, and the other thing I hate about like readathons and just structured reading in general is like, okay, so I finished a book this morning. After we are done on this call, it's going to be nap time. So that means I can start something. But I have a buddy read starting Monday morning. So like, how do I time, like all of that stresses me out. I love buddy reads, but what?
What are you going to be buddy reading?
9 Perfect Strangers by, Is it Liam Moriarty or Jodi
I think
Picoult?
so. No, I think it's Liam Moriarty.
It's Liam Moriarty.
Yeah.
With Karen from Rather Be Reading, which you guys, if anybody in the comments is wondering, Karen's okay. She hasn't posted in like a month, and so people
I was
have
worried
been
about her.
asking. Yeah, she's okay. She's just slumpy because everybody, like, it seems like everybody is that way.
Oh yeah, but like my thing is, and that's why I don't like buddy reading. Because I don't want to be like, oh my God, there's a structure. I have to read this book with, and I have to keep pace with another person. I don't like that. So when I'm buddy reading, the one with Rainey, but she's like, so when do you want to start it? I'm like, whenever you want. We just want to have it done by the 20th. That's my mindset, you know?
This is what I do with buddy reads. It's like when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buddy read something, I like freak out and have to read it immediately just to make sure I keep up and stuff and don't like get worried. But Nicole, I feel like you're the queen of readathons. You're always doing stuff.
I know. She's the biggest supporter of stuff.
She's awesome.
I'm just so jealous of everybody that's like, oh, I'm going to read this for this prompt, and I'm going to read this for this prompt. And I'm like, oh, they said it's a contemporary-a-thon. I'm just going to read contemporary books.
Yep.
This was published in 1960, but at the time it was a contemporary. It totally fits.
It works.
I was listening to Sarah McLean. She was talking about like, she's like, Jane Austen. People consider that historical romance. She's like, but it was contemporary. About her contemporaries. I'm definitely a talented, goal-oriented reader. Okay, Lizzie.
Okay,
Speaking of Elizabeth, we need to chat.
Elizabeth, she literally like made me anxious for her because she does that rib set. Is that what it's called, Elizabeth? Where you just read, you pick a shelf and you just read across the shelf. So you read the first one, then the second one, then the third one. And I was like, no,
rearrange in the shelf.
Nope. Yep. Nope. Cannot do that.
He's doing a create your own shelf readathon.
There you go. And it moves as the readathon goes too. I'm not creating it and then sticking to it. Nope.
I was messaging Jen because like the Kindle clear out started and I was like, I'm like adding books to the Kindle.
That's what I did last round. But it's like as soon as I say I'm doing the Kindle clear out, I like just want to hold a physical book. That's it.
But yeah, I used to read that way because I know Karen actually reads that way. Speaking of Karen from Rather Be Reading, but she will actually just go through her shelf in order of when she purchased them. And way back when I started reading a lot again as an adult, like before I married my husband, that's what I would do is I would look at my shelf and be, all right, these are the next ones. And that's exactly how I would read.
I love that.
Which I feel like would be very satisfying because that makes sense. I just can't do it. And
I know.
And like, even if I did pick a shelf and just go left to right, like, I mean, we've talked about, I like to arrange my books by author last name. So it would be super random, but I just, nope, I need the choice.
So tell us guys in the comments, like how you pick what you're going to read. Are you a TBR person? Are you going with the flow?
So Nicole said it takes her days because she tries to fit all the different readathons and things. Yeah,
Nicole is my spirit animal. Nicole and I are very similar the way we think.
Readathons out of it.
Okay.
What would you be basing your TBR? Because I know before TBR, like readathons got big, Sarah, you did like, and I think you still do like triple RC. So
I did the triple RC. So that is it's a readathon challenge, but I no longer base prompts off of that. I will literally take that list, and then as I read books throughout the month, I'll fit stuff in there. That's I find that easier. But like what I do is I pick like 10 NetGalley books that I need to read. I'll look through all the series I'm currently reading, and I'll randomly, no joke, random number generator, pick 4 of them and pick the next book in series to read. I will just pick random from my want to read shelf on Goodreads. That's how I pick my books. It's completely random.
What about you, Bree?
I don't know.
This one is shiny.
When I finish this one, I don't know. What can I get on audio?
We should do that thing where, you pick the shelf number and then a book number, and then you have to read it next. That might be fun. Chloe's face.
Maybe in a month or two. I'm like freaked out right now.
I'm like, how did we read before readathons really became a thing? How did we read before we had these ideas thrown at us of like, you should spend a week reading this? How did we read before?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Way back in the olden days.
No, like 4 years.
Okay, this cracks me up. I tried the random dim narrator, but I kept going until I got the number I wanted. That's totally me.
That's what I do, Aaron.
That's legit, because I just did that this morning on the next book I was reading. I'm like, no, not next.
I have had my family members pick my book, and then I'm like, I don't really feel like that. Next. Like, and it's like, so I'll make Jeremy pick like 7 until it's the one I want. Like,
and at the point, like, why did you have Jeremy even?
Yeah, then why are you even involved? Let's see. Yeah, so Krista, this is the theory I was trying, making TBRs, but with a lot of different kinds of things. And that's somewhat working for me, but still no. Like, I love the feeling of like being done with the book and just going to my shelves and being like, do I feel like something long? Do I feel like something short? Do I feel like something pink? Do I feel like something black? Do I, like, do I want a hardback? Do I want to mass market?
That gives me anxiety like you won't believe, because I would still be standing there 3 days later going, I don't know what I want to read. And that's my problem. Yeah. I'm too indecisive. I need something to choose for me.
Yeah.
Wow, Sarah.
Yeah.
So have you seen my shelves along with the 1,500 books I have on my Kindle? Like, I ain't got time for that.
Angie said she used to be a mood reader before BookTube. Totally.
That's fair.
Like, I would go browse the library and just see what felt good. And now, like, if I go browse the library, I'll be like, what have I heard about? And
so do you miss being a mood reader, or like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Do you miss being a mood reader? Because I feel like too much BookTube made me a mood reader. Like, feeling like it had to be so structured, and then I finally got to this point where I was like, I want to read what I want to read.
You're a BookTube rebel.
I don't know, guys. I do. Because I used to do the same thing. I'd like do a TBR video, and as soon as I hit post, I was like, I don't want to read any of those books.
Well, or like my March TBR got a lot of comments of people saying they either really didn't like something or really did like something. Yeah. And so then I'm like, okay, I trust that person and they didn't like it, so I'm not going to like it. Or I trust that person and they loved it, so let me save it for like a day when I really need it. Like, either way, like, I love hearing the feedback, but then it changes that I'm like,
okay,
I don't know.
So that goes into a whole other discussion then. How much do you look at reviews? Because essentially those are reviews, right? See, I don't.
See, well, and Sarah, this is where you and I are 1,000% different, because I'm an Enneagram type 3. I like need other people. I need to know, like, I need this to be like interactive. Yeah. And like, there's a reason I don't even talk about the names for my children until they are born, because otherwise I'd be like, you don't like that? Okay. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't like that, you know?
No, and I get it. And I think that's interesting. But the joke was the one that you and Rainey were reading. I happened to see your review for it on Goodreads, and I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to love it.
Well, because I think Rainey ended up DNFing it. So
yeah.
She was saying Punjabi Widows.
Yeah. You didn't like it? When you were talking about it, you were liking it. So I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
Well, let me just talk about obviously. It turned. So basically, my problem with the story is it had like dueling tones of like wanting to be this super serious, kind of mysterious. These people were getting murdered. That was all going on. And then these old ladies like cackling about erotica, and it just didn't mesh up for me. And I wanted more. Like, it started so many paths that were so intriguing that, like, her and her sister, one wants to live like the traditional Indian life and the other wants to live a Western life. I would have loved to hear that story and how those worked out. Or like, all of these women are coming and cackling about erotica. I would have loved to know more about their lives, but like, it just never went any of those places. And so I just didn't like it, but it had a good message, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a 3-star.
Yeah, I was just laughing when I saw that pop up, and then I messaged Rainey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. Because Rainey was like, Sarah just messaged me that she's probably going to love this book. We were both like, probably. Let's see.
Will you let a review sway if you're going to pick up a book or not?
No.
When if I go to a library book sale and stuff, I'll have Goodreads pulled up. And if it's less than like a 3.75, I won't buy it.
Yeah.
I just hauled a book that came in at a 2.12 star, an old Harlequin, and I'm like, now I'm itching to read it. I'm like, I want to see what was so bad about this.
I feel that way about that.
Reviews.
What?
So some of the old ones, they don't have a lot of reviews either.
It's true. So you're getting like one person reviewing it or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, like, I have a couple thrillers on my shelf that are really low rated. And so I'm like intrigued, but also, I mean, I have not picked them up.
Mm-hmm. Even though I don't read many thrillers, I love reading reviews on thrillers because it's just so cool to see how different people vary, I guess, with thrillers. Like, I'm always like, okay, what makes a thriller a 5-star? Okay, what makes somebody DNF a thriller? You know, I feel like it's kind of like romance in a certain way, like story-wise, and it's just, I don't know. They're some of my favorite reviews.
The thing too with reviews, especially on Goodreads and Amazon, or Goodreads mostly, can you really trust them? Because how many books have I seen that are like the new Diana Gabaldon, which they've only announced the title. She hasn't even finished it yet. But yet people are giving it 5-star reviews. It's not published yet.
Yeah.
How, so you have to wonder how skewed are stuff, and I don't know. So that's why I try not to look at that. What happens though, if I'm in the middle of a book and there's something I'm not loving, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I'll go on Goodreads and start looking to see, am I the only one who picked up on this? Or, you know what I mean? I'll check that. Or when I'm done it, I'll do that.
One of my favorite things about reviews is, like, I just read The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and going through reviews, people either like 4.5, 5-starred it, or they like 2-starred it. And I love books like that because I love, like, and they were like friends, like people that I know, you know, not just like random reviews, that I love books like that are so divisive.
Yes. Like Verity was really for a lot of people. Right. Yeah. That's like my benchmark now.
They love it or they hate it.
That's right.
Okay, I'm going to go back into the comments because we've had some really good stuff.
Yeah, no, there's been some great chat here.
Based off goals for the year, book of the month. That's kind of sounds like Sarah. Like,
yeah, very similar.
And I have like something going on that's a secret TBR sort of thing. So that is like guiding my, and I think that's part of it too, is like it's going on. It's like a TBR within a TBR that I don't, I don't know. But yeah, that's it. I think that's good. Oh, and she's experimenting with no TBR in April.
Rebel.
Good luck.
It'll you can do it, Krista.
The anti TBR. I'm excited to see.
Yes. Certain authors to always have in mind. What's available as an audiobook for sure.
True.
But yeah, like I always know, like I have a few Brittany C. Cherries left and a few Diane Chamberlains left. And so, but I feel like I push those aside because like I know I'm going to like them. And so I don't put those in unless I like really need it. That's fair. So Angie said, I don't miss mood reading because she could never decide and she'd read very little.
Okay.
But she was more adventurous.
That's true. That's a good point. Yep.
come on back over to this side. Andy.
Yeah.
We should totally. Okay, speaking of how bad readathons are, should we not do like a readathon where it's like one side, like the light and dark, but it's like TBR versus mood readers?
Except what would we do? We would be like, see you at the end.
No structure on this side. Come to this side, guys. No
structure. Let's talk at the end of the month, and I may have just watched movies. Don't even know.
I started watching Blossom, and I binged the whole season.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is such my generation. Holy cow!
Yep. I look at reviews all the time, but it doesn't typically sway me either way. But reviews do help me getting to a DNF if they're having similar feelings.
Yeah, that's fair.
I look at reviews like if I'm at the bookstore and I'm like, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, so I'll pull up Goodreads. And if it doesn't have the best reviews, I'm like, oh, I'll just get it from the library. You know, like I look at it as I'm spending my money on this, so let me see.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Angie, do you have a big like owned TBR? Because I feel like it's easier to experiment with mood reading if you've got a lot on your shelves to pick from. But you could do the same thing at the library. I think it would be good.
I can't wait. I think that's the other thing that I do enjoy doing. That's like the one caveat outside of my TBRs is that I love being able to go into the library and just walking around and seeing what they had or what was out on display. You know, and I'd pick up something and I'd often add that, like, you know, that's my way of mood reading, like a little bit. But I want the library.
Well, so shameless plug. I'm reading this right now, and this is this month's pick. If you guys didn't know, but and one of the little girls had gone to the library and gotten The Secret Garden, and so she just wants to stay home and read The Secret Garden. And like I remember that of going to the library with like no preconceived notions about anything and grabbing stuff and just wanting to stay home and read it. Yep. And I don't ever do that now because if I go to the library and pick stuff, it's like, oh, I've heard people talk about that, so I want to try that. I've heard people talk about that, so I want to try that. And like, regardless, it's like, okay, I need to get that read so I can let Bree know that I liked it or like she did, or, you know, like I feel like there's that part has just kind of gone away.
Yeah.
Krista, you mean like emotionally you can't do that or like literally you can't do that?
You can't do that.
They're not open.
I miss it too. I used to go like Wednesdays or whatever before, you know, COVID times. And just like look at the movies. And I would always get like my nonfiction from the library. Like
really?
Mm-hmm.
I am the opposite. Nonfiction, I've got to own so I can write those babies up.
Yeah.
See, I don't annotate books at all, ever.
Nonfiction is the only thing I do.
It was just kind of my thing. Like, okay, go in there. I would just always check. Like, that would be the first area that I checked is, okay, what new nonfiction do they have? Any like travel writing and stuff. And then I'd kind of go explore the rest, look at graphic novels. But I just miss going to the library so much.
Same.
Ours is open.
Yeah, no.
So ours is open for browsing and stuff for the adults, but for the kids, you have to make an appointment, which is fine and good and great. But so we went the other day because at Ainsley's 3-year-old well check, they give her a coupon for a free book. So you go to the library and pick the book. And also if you do the story walk, they have like a copy of the book for you. So we go in and get her 2 free books. And I was like, can we just sign up for a time and sit over there and read these books? Because that's what she wanted to do. And they were like, no, you can't sit and read anywhere in the library. You can go outside, but you cannot sit and read in the library.
It hurts the heart of the library.
I know. And I'm like, so we can browse around and touch crap in here for 20 minutes, but we can't sit in a corner by ourselves and read?
Minutes? Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Library's reopening on March 22nd. Whoop, whoop.
I need to see when mine opens back up.
Yeah, we're in the red zone. You can go in and study, but you can't browse.
This is
Love it.
my problem.
I literally
library
just
book
did that.
sales, half-price books. And then I come home and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put those. And now I'm just stressed out because I have a million more that I need to read.
That's the other thing is I want library book sales to come back.
Me too.
Well, now you got eBay, okay?
No, I don't, because it's too gosh darn expensive to ship to Canada.
Canadian.
It's cheaper for me to drive down there, pick it up, and bring it home.
Are the borders open?
No, I couldn't drive down even if I stand there, maybe
I'll toss them over to you. Yeah.
See me and Chloe like, we got the book there.
We're slipping money to the border guard.
Yeah.
You give the border guard like some cigarettes, and beer,
right?
Like,
yeah.
When she shows up, she's got 2 cats in the car.
Yeah. What are you smuggling?
Harlequin one novels. Of these dirty Harlequins. There's a blaze in it for you.
No, don't be giving those up. Those are gold.
Yard sale season is almost here. You're right,
yes.
Erin.
Oh, my neighbors had a yard sale like a week ago. I'm like, I always think they're moving because they do a yard sale, it feels like.
You guys, so we are house hunting right now, and it's a terrible process, but like seeing the way some people live is so interesting to me. Like, it is so interesting to me how some people have like very minimalist and some people have crap every possible surface. And I'm like, wow, how are you going to move?
Yeah. I don't like when is it hard for you to imagine yourself in that space because they're still in that space?
Well, so like not right now, but like when we moved to this house, we went to one house where, I kid you not, every possible surface had like little trinkets and stuff, like to the point that I told Jeremy, I was like, I need to get out of this house. Like, this is stressing me out because like you couldn't see a surface anywhere. And like, so I couldn't even like pay attention to the house because I was so distracted by how much stuff there was.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's hard to figure out, like, when there's so much stuff, it's hard to even like see the space.
When I was house cleaning last summer, we went into one, and this woman, God bless her, she was older. She collected Christmas stuff, and I'm not kidding. There was a room you couldn't go in. She still had 3 Christmas trees up. This was like August. And she had, the table was covered with the miniature village, but exactly as you said, literally every surface had something on it. And we were in there as cleaners. And I'm like,
yeah, how are you
what do I, right? Like dusting, like whatever.
When she needs a Christmas escape, she just goes in that room.
Just make sure I need that room so I can go and read all my Christmas romances in August.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh gosh, Christmas in July will be here before we know
I know, right?
Readathons.
I know. That's what, like, I think for real though, I think what I'm gonna try to do is after this month just do buddy reads and book club, and like that's it. At least for a while.
I think so too.
Just kind of clear my head and maybe like maybe participate in these like low-key ones like that are month long, and like if I finish this book, which I mean I'm going to, then I've done middle grade and March Mystery Madness.
There you go.
Win-win. I hope we get Chick-lit-a-thon. I've been thinking of that since it ended last year. So I don't know if she's going to do it in April or she's going to do it in May or she's going to do it at all. And then after that, I'll just kind of, because I feel like I read chick lit all the time anyway. So it's not going to be a difference, right? It's just kind of rom-coms. And then I'm going to chill until summer romance bingo.
So is the reading rush for sure happening? Do we know that? I know there was so much controversy about it last year. I don't know if it's coming back. I haven't heard.
I don't even know what that is. I'm so far out of a lot of things. So
it used to be BookTube-a-thon.
Ah, okay. Now I got you.
Ariel Bissett and
yeah.
I'm sure they'll have it. They make some money off that, so I'm sure they'll have it.
Yeah, and I never did the buzzword readathon, but that is way more chill now.
Is that Lala's?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And she just has like a buzzword now every month, and it's on Goodreads, and like everybody else picks. Like she's not even really involved.
Okay.
That's kind of awesome. It's
Yeah.
kind of like having like a theme every month. Like this is the theme, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's totally chill and easy. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, I never know when Dewey's is coming.
No, me neither.
I want to successfully do Dewey's.
Yeah.
Just once.
Yeah. Yep. Same.
My 24 hours are not predictable enough with little children, you know? So like I've never done it because I just never know who's going to sleep, who's going to pee 17,000 times in a day.
That's kind of the ones that I prefer are those ones where it's more of, this is a time period. You know, you're going to read for, like, we've got 72 hours, try and read for 12 out of the 72 hours. That to me is more fun. It allows
I've never done that.
Oh, see, I would love to actually successfully do it.
Is it Dewey's, Krista? Somebody has like the 24 and 48.
24 and 48, that is actually, they're on Instagram.
Okay. So they're not Dewey, something different.
Dewey's is something different to my understanding. Sorry, the light's really weird coming in right now.
Yeah, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah,
haven't been successful, but I tried.
Well, and too, then like I am just very rigid about everything. So I'd be like, don't talk to me. I'm reading right now. My timer is going. You know, like I can't acknowledge that you just spoke because my timer is going.
Oh crap, I gotta go to the grocery store and that's cutting into my
I have to
or like, can you wait 45 minutes to potty until my timer goes up? Like, I just want to hit an even hour, please.
It doesn't work for those with little ones, maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, Erin says she gets sick every time.
Oh no.
Try the stress.
Yeah.
So
like you guys are way more open to failing. Like I don't like to try anything if I think I'm gonna fail.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Because yeah, like you remember those like 24-hour reading vlogs were really popular for a while. I loved watching them, but I was like, I could never stay up for 24 hours.
You know who does a lot of that still is Naima from Naima Reads. She's a young, like I think she's like freshman in college, and she just recently got a book and like spent 24 hours or 36 or whatever reading it. And I think it's so admirable. One, because she stays up all the dang time. Two, because like we talked about this just yesterday, the three of us, like I cannot sit still and focus for that long.
No. Yeah. I have to be like reading and doing something. So bad. But
or like I can read if I know like I only have 20 minutes to read. So I can sit and focus for 20 minutes, but I know in 20 minutes I've got to do something different. Then I can focus. But yeah, for sure. 24-hour things. Like no, not a whole lot of.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be in at work today because I'm doing this readathon. And I need the time.
Keeping it real here. Like, we get through books pretty fast. I don't think it would take me 24 hours to get through a book.
No.
I'm gonna find it on audio. I'm gonna put my headphones on.
That's 3 times
out top to bottom, take the trash out, put it on in the car and go get gas, and I'm gonna be done. And like
Bree's like, I finished the Outlander series this weekend on audio.
Yep.
I couldn't.
Oh, me too, Krista. Same. Me too.
Same.
I was so
I'm going to stay up to read.
Like, why can't I stay up on a Friday night?
Oh God, last night. Oh. 9:30. I'm like, is it time for bed? Because I'm really tired.
Yep. Last night, so I always put I put the kids to bed, and so I put Ainsley to bed second, and I read her a book, and then she wants to read it back to me, like she wants to read it too. Nice. And last night she picked The Night Before Kindergarten, which I'm like, okay, this is long. And so she's reading everything. Like, why are they painting that red? Like every detail in every single picture. And so I was like, Ainsley, it's almost 9 o'clock. And I mean, in my head, like I said it and sounded like it's like 3 a.m, but it was 9 o'clock.
Oh, sweet Ainsley.
Sweet
I know.
Ainsley. The girl with the timer light, because she'll stay up till 11 or 12 reading. She's 3 years old.
I don't think I've ever stayed up for 24 hours ever.
No,
I can't do it.
Because late reading though, but never know 24 hours.
Not even that. Like, no.
I for sure have back in my younger days, but not anymore.
I've always been an old lady, so it's fine.
I actually
I own it.
When I've read one Christina Lauren before they became Christina Lauren. It was like some YA ghost story or something.
Oh, I want to read that one.
I stayed up till I think 2 or 3. I was determined I'm going to finish this book, and I have never did that again.
Really?
I'm just because then you start dozing off, and I'm like, if I start dozing off, it's time to wrap it up.
I couldn't do it reading.
I envy people who can go lay in bed and read, because if I lay in bed, it's like, no, it's time for sleep.
Yeah. I can do audio or ebook in bed, but I cannot do physical book in bed.
My mom does that with her audiobooks. So she'll go to bed and she'll listen to her audiobook and put the timer on.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you all reading more physical books this year or audio?
Audio or ebook. Like ebook, I feel like it's actually my least favorite of the 3, but it's by far the most efficient for me, because then I can read with my eyes, or I can read with my ears, or I can do whatever. And so I get through stuff by far the quickest on ebook.
Yeah, I can fly through ebooks relatively quickly. And
you finished that dumplings cozy, right?
That was really cute. That was on audio. That was super, super cute. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but I consider like audio and ebooks and print books the same thing. You're still reading it with your eyes regardless. And I don't see a difference, but I can read a bit quicker on ebook. I guess because sometimes you get print books that the print is just a little bit too small for this old lady. So I have to, at least with the Kindle, I can make the print bigger, right? So it feels faster, right? Like Garrett says, do you need me to hold it across the room so you can read it?
Well, and I love the infinite scroll on Kindle, because then that is really like motivating, and I don't stop reading. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Bye, Krista. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Oh, Aaron used to live off of 4 hours of sleep.
Good Lord.
I am right there with you, girl. Not by choice, but but she can't do audio.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, these are like my bread and butter for physical reading, because they're middle grade, so they're big font. They're like short chapters, but I just have had a heck of a time physically reading lately.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of stuff going on too.
Right? Yeah.
Like just we say, timing is everything,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just not the right time.
That's right.
I think we as readers, we want to read because it's our love and our joy, right? But like sometimes it's okay. Like we're just too busy. Like I have been in the mood the last 2 weeks to just watch TV.
And that's fine.
Focus has been an issue for me, like big time.
And we shouldn't have to apologize for that.
Yeah.
I just checked, and I don't have audio on any of that stuff that I recorded.
Oh, no.
That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm glad I noticed now, because I can refilm this weekend.
Yeah.
But that really stinks.
Oh, you poor thing.
I wonder what's wrong with my mic. But thank goodness for this, because otherwise I never would have known.
Yeah. Ugh. So what's everybody reading next?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Sarah knows.
Pull out your.
I can't reach it. I can't. I already did that. Because actually, the one thing I am participating in with the romance readers group on Goodreads is the Pass the Parcel challenge. So they put out a prompt every Friday, and you need to pick a book that fits the prompt. So I look at my TBR, and sometimes that's where I will edge out of my TBR if I have to, because to fit a prompt. But it was to read a book set on the water. So I'm reading a Heather Graham, which is set in Miami. So that fits.
You know, but it was on my TBR. Also, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I just think that's amazing. Like, because Sarah messaged me. What you saw on my TBR, something that I was going to read, the Punjabi Widows thing. And so she messaged me. It was like, hey, do you want to buddy read that next month or sometime? And I was like, actually, I'm reading it with Rainey. If you want to join, like, let's do this and stuff. And she was like, oh, no. Like, I mean, she didn't want to do that because she already had her TBR set. And for me, I would be like, I just think that's so admirable that you're that dedicated to your TBR. I think it's great.
I just know my own limitations, and I know let's not be crazy.
Yeah.
32 books is enough. You're not going to get through those, so don't get crazy.
True.
Something middle grade, okay.
Yeah. Body of Lies by Iris Johansson. Book, Gin Rose, and I'm hoping won't be preachy. Yikes.
What is it? Yes.
What is it? I want to know.
Yeah. Oh, take a hint, Danny Brown. I just read, or take a hint, Chloe Brown. I just read Eve Brown and really liked it.
But you didn't read the first two, did you, Chloe?
Mm-mm.
No? The first two were really, well, actually, I've only read halfway through the second. It was really cute.
Alicia's in the middle of Song of Achilles and City of Girls. Oh, okay. I see that Song of Achilles everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to getting to a few more middle grade books. I think I kind of like having them there because, like, when especially at the beginning of the month, I was just super slumpy this month, like from February into March, like that. Mm-hmm. And when I picked up that book Alone by Megan E. Freeman, the middle grade, I flew through that. And I think that's just what I needed, to finish a book.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I think something that will, like, build your confidence or, like, make you feel accomplished. I feel like
make you feel good, like, oh, I finished something,
Yeah.
And
it was easy and it was awesome.
That's right. And it was such a good book.
I feel like books that don't quite meet your expectations, like, it could be a pretty good book, but if it doesn't meet your expectations, I feel like that makes me slumpier than if it was just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Angie's reading it right now too.
I'm going to get to it soon. And
Lizzie,
Elizabeth,
Joanne Fluke.
I just feel that series needs to end. I think it just needs to end.
Needs to chill out. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Not even that long.
No. How many dead bodies can you possibly find?
In a small town.
In a small Midwestern,
Come on. And it hasn't a love triangle been going on for like
ever
30 books?
Well, no, that's also the Stephanie Vaughn. Stephanie, no, the ones that Karen's reading. Janet Ivanovich.
Oh, Janet Ivanovich, yeah.
Yeah. And my mom's caught up just ahead of Karen, and my mom's not happy.
Oh, funny.
And I don't want to say anything.
We gotta have Mom on for some book talk.
Yeah. Yes, please. My mom is back in town, and she, like, they were on their vacation and where she reads it, and I thought about doing a video with her, but just because I want to know what she's been reading.
You should. I was thinking of her the other day. I was like, I wonder if Chloe's mom is home. I was like, it's weeks, but like, how long ago has it been?
They got home like sometime this last week, and their plane landed at like 12:30, and they had to be at their COVID shots by 1:00. And I'm like, gosh, only in a small town is that perfectly reasonable. Like,
seriously,
they got off the plane and got to the doctor by 1:00.
Wow.
I want to know what Alana's been reading because I know she
Me too.
Her Kindle.
Yeah, she I think is still in that Kindle phase.
Oh, good for her.
Yep. So I don't know. I feel like I haven't talked to anybody in forever.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, I agree. I don't even start books that like the series is that long.
Yeah, like all them JD Robs.
Oh yeah, no interest.
50 something.
I started the first one. I read the first one and I was like, if I love this, then I'm going to continue on. If I'm just okay about it, I'm done. And I was just okay about it. So, and yet here I am reading number 90 something in the Babysitters Club. But
yeah, but that's different. That's different. Those are like candy, right?
And they're like a very small commitment. I mean,
right? It's
yes,
like what,
an hour for like a week, but
hour and a half long to read it. It's not that big.
Unless you're talking about these super mysteries, the supers are chunky.
They are, and the special, yeah. But those were always my favorite. The special editions or the special,
really
super specials were always my favorite.
Of course they were. Of course they were because they are always my least favorite.
Yeah. See, I just
264.
That these like 13-year-old girls are like Hawaii, Europe.
Yeah, where I'm like, take me back to Stars Hollow. I mean, not Stars Hollow, but Stony Brook.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Like I want to be in the day-to-day. I don't want to be on vacation.
Yeah, see, I like all the fun outside stuff.
And so if you guys haven't started this one, they go to like this house in Maine that is like maybe haunted and stuff. And so I picked this up at the exact same time that I picked up the guest list. And so I started them both, and they're both about like random, like particularly paranormal houses and stuff. And I was like, how am I reading a Babysitter's Club and a thriller? And I'm confused. Like, how is that happening? Road Wheeling? Did I miss something? Is that a show or a book?
No. Go to her next comment under.
Oh, road tripping. There you go.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Tia.
Hi, Tia.
For her favorite.
Yay! Somebody in my corner.
And I'll let y'all know what I think of the Girl Gang.
The Girl Gang.
Oh yeah, you've never read one of these to your knowledge, have you, Brie?
I don't think
I want to go to Claudia's room and sit on her floor and have a Babysitter's Club meeting.
Have either of you watched the show? Well, Brie, I know you would, but have you watched it at all yet, Chloe? The Netflix?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've watched an episode or two.
What did you think?
But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It was cute. I liked it a lot too. I think they did a really good job.
I think Claudia was somewhat miscast.
You think so?
Yeah. Just a little. I mean, if I'm going to be upset with anybody, it would be her.
Sure, that's fair.
Just because, like, on the covers and stuff, she's always, I don't know.
It seemed like the character that they picked somebody quite short. That was my only really takeaway from Claudia. I always picked her to be like taller, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the actress is very like dainty, and I've never pictured Claudia as dainty. That's exactly it.
Yeah, you're correct. Yep. Road grilling sounds intriguing. that's why I'm like, is this like and dives?
Food truck, the food truck show, or like what is this?
Food truck sounds so yummy.
Dives.
Oh, our mailman is here. He normally doesn't show up till like 7. Our mailman he's crazy. Like literally like kind of cracked out. And he does one half of the street, then circles around, does the rest of the neighborhood, comes back, does our half of the street, just mail, then goes back through his whole loop doing packages. I'm like, that does not make any sense.
Someone gets paid by the hour.
Yeah.
I don't think they do though. I think they have to, and that's why I'm like, dude, that's why you're here at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe he just wants to make sure, I don't know, like focus on one at a time. Bless his heart.
I don't know.
Erin says she hasn't watched the show. She doesn't want it to ruin her nostalgia for the corny movie.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the Netflix show was so good.
Yeah.
I was so impressed with, as someone who's been a fan forever, I was so impressed. I was so scared going into it, but I was really impressed.
I wonder if they'll do anything more with it. Like,
supposedly there's going to be a season 2.
Okay.
So I don't know. My only complaint, it was the same complaint that I had with the graphic novels, is they've skipped some really fun ones. Like the show ends at book 8. So I don't know if they're going to do 9 and 10, but they put in the second super mystery or super special. So they missed the first super special on the cruise ship. Like, what's up with that? You know? But the graphic novels as well has skipped, like the graphic novel series skipped doing Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls. That would have been so good as a graphic novel.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right? But I don't know why. I don't understand the decision-making process, but whatever. Clearly it's not up to me.
Well, and I think that's kind of why I watched the first episode, because that one is like Christy's great idea. It's where this all starts.
That's right.
After that, like in the books, there's always at least a chapter of like, here's our what is the Babysitters Club? Here's how it started. Here's this is, you know, like a recap. Yep. So you couldn't continue making one show per book because there's just not that much, unless you either take liberties with it or skip or expand or something.
The only one that I noticed that really kind of changed the plot was episode 2, Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls. That was the only one that really, everything else was pretty much, they're only half hour long, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, which means like 22 minutes or something.
Yeah. But the thing is too, on that note, like Bridgerton, how do you take a 390-page book and turn it into eight 1 hour long episodes?
Yeah. Because it doesn't even take 8 hours to read that, I don't think.
They pulled too much from other books to really continue on as much as I'd like to see, but that's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did watch the TV show from the 90s.
Me too.
I had them on VHS.
Oh gosh.
Am I showing my age now? Hashtag old lady.
So when is our live for the
Superman? The live will be on, let me pull up the old calendar.
The 27th.
7th. Thank you.
And do we have any idea what our chick lit next month is going to be?
Hold on.
Who's winning?
Please. Yeah, give us the deets.
We've only got it on Goodreads right now, so hold on.
Okay, that's fair.
I just know it's not Bridget Jones.
It wasn't at the last time I checked, but
that could change drastically once it gets on Instagram. Yep.
Let's see. Your web activity setting is set to paused. What is wrong with my computers?
Have you entered a weird dimension that we don't know about?
I think so. Okay, hold on. My old reliable over here has got me covered. Thank goodness I kept this computer. It like barely works, but it
does what it needs to do.
Old Faithful.
Doing its job. Okay, let's see. Polls. Good in Bed is winning right now by a landslide.
Oh, nice.
Jennifer Weiner. Yeah. So if you guys don't want that, get on to vote.
No, we're good. Thanks.
I'm good with any of them. Truthfully, I would love to read them all.
Chicklet classics in April. So
go
cast your vote. Even if you've read a book and you're just like, maybe with time and age and discussion, I'll see something different. You know, Bridget Jones's Diary. Go cast your vote.
Let me see. So I have read all of these books, and let me just see if Goodreads has accurate dates for when I read them. Good in Bed, I read. Let's see. It says November 1st, 2012. Confessions of a Shopaholic. I read February 16th, 2012.
Okay.
And Bridget Jones, I don't have when I read that. So I don't know.
Can I just say that the cover to Bridget Jones's Diary is awful?
Mm-hmm. It is.
Is that the one with the eyes or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I need to look on like Book Depository or something and see if the UK cover is better.
My library does not have that on audio. If that ends up winning, because I won't be able to make my way through it. Print book or ebook, I don't think. I'm just being real.
Well, it's been fun.
Don't forget about this one, everybody. Don't forget. If you have read Babysitter's Club, do come with us. If you have not come with us, it'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just show you guys. So my physical reading, another reason I don't do it is because if I'm in front of my children, Annie loves this bookmark. Like, I think it's a tassel. And so she's been sucking on it to the point that like my bookmark is all jacked up. I don't know if you can see it, but like it's like waterlogged. I didn't even know that was possible. She jacked up the lamination, so it's just ew.
Kids are fun.
Oh, sweet Annie.
Yeah, she's got one little snaggletooth, and so she's like her little smile, because she like only the one has come in, and it came in like weeks ago, so it's like getting big, and she has nothing else, so she's like little snaggletooth.
I love it. I love it.
Squeezer. Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining and for talking to us about readathons and TBRs and all the things you do. And guys, whose channel are we on the live show? Sarah's? Okay, so join us on the 27th at 1 o'clock as of now, 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, Sarah's channel, March 27th. See you there.
We will be there.
My first Babysitters Club book, guys. So come talk.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, well, bye everyone. Thank you again.
Bye everybody.